Hey folks, Matt Major from Growth Mode Content. Welcome to Tuesday Newsday on Good News York, joined by the Hulkster Jr., I guess.
Yeah.
My buddy Mike Brindisi.
Hey, buddy. Yeah.
And Mike, you got a fella joining us today.
Do we ever have somebody with us? Good News York, sponsored by Ads on the Go, getadsonthego.com, bring to you a legend in the wrestling, not this kind of wrestling, in the real wrestling world. If you are a wrestling fan, you know who he is. Ladies and gentlemen, Mean Gene Mills is here. And Gene, welcome to the show, and thank you so much for taking the time to come here. So, little quick backstory. The way I got hooked up with Gene was we had Diana on from David's Refuge. They had mentioned that they were doing a charity golf tournament, and the NFL Alumni Association, the upstate New York chapter, they choose a different charity each year for their golf tournament, proceeds to go to, and David's Refuge was that recipient. So the wheels started turning, and I thought, well, that would be great to shoot. And so we went and I shot some footage there. Gene happens to be is it the head of what's the proper term?
The event director.
The event director of the golf tournament for the NFL Alumni Association. And, before we went, I like to do a little research, and I typed in Gene Mills, and holy hell, man. Listen to this. I'm going to do this for you. Here's his record. 1,356 wins, 46 losses, 1 tie. New Jersey state champ, high school national champ, NCAA career pin record, 107 pins, 2-time NCAA champ, 4-time All-American, 1980 World Super Champion, 1980 USSR Champion, 1980 U.S. Olympian Athlete of the Year, National Wrestling Hall of Fame, Greater Syracuse Sports Hall of Fame, a coach, and the NFL alumni upstate New York. You're amazing, man. I mean, it is, what an unreal resume.
This isn't even just like a local.
No.
His credits go around the world.
Around the world, man.
That's pretty
Gene, I've got to start by asking you, you got the name Mean Gene. How did the nickname come about?
Well, I think
Do you like it? I should probably ask that.
Well, yes and no. I felt like I got a bad rap because when I was wrestling, people thought I was mean. I wasn't mean.
You're actually the nicest guy I've ever met.
Yeah. I would get on top of people. I would make them uncomfortable so they wanted to get pinned. And when they wanted to get pinned, I should have been a nice guy, the pin machine, because I would let them get pins. No?
It's true. That's a positive way to spin it. Now, again, I never wrestled, but I'm friends with many wrestlers who, don't have your resume, but did very well at Ithaca College and Cornell University. And one thing that people don't realize, because, people that watch the entertainment wrestling, every match usually ends with a pin. But is it true that in actual wrestling, pins are a tough thing to get, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know it's obviously a point system, but pinning is kind of a rare thing. So for you to have 107 career pins, which is your NCAA record.
That was just college.
That was just college. Sorry, I apologize. He's going to pin me right on this table. Is this something does every wrestler kind of set out to, the ultimate thing? Do you always want to get a pin, or is it something that as you're going, if it presents itself, you go for it?
Well, I think that most people go out there to win.
Sure.
And I didn't. I went out there to beat the living daylights out of them and make them want to get pinned. And then when they wanted to get pinned, I would pin them. And if they didn't want to get pinned, I would change their mind. So they wanted to get pinned. So I pinned.
You're amazing.
I love this.
Absolutely amazing. So tell me, how did it all start out for you? When did you start wrestling? How did you find your passion for it? When did you know you were like, whoa, I'm good at this and I love it?
Well, I really didn't start till I was a freshman in high school. And I remember after about 2 weeks of practice, I remember going home for dinner and my father asking me, so how do you like wrestling? And I was like, I really like it. I think I'm going to be good. My father was kind of an instigator. And he was like, well, how good is good? I said, well, I think I could be real good. He goes, well, how good is real good? I said, well, I think I could be the best. And my father looked me in the eye, he pointed his finger at me, and he's like, let me tell you something. No matter how good you ever get to be, there will always be somebody better. That pissed me off. So I was out to prove my dad wrong.
That's
So
awesome.
basically, I was a 4'10", 88-pound butterball. And I mean, I literally just went on a mission. My mission was to crush, kill, and destroy.
Yes, and you did.
It sounds like maybe your size was an advantage to that, right?
Well, no, because I was small for back then. The lightest weight was 198, and I was 88, so I got thrown around pretty good first period. But once I got the feel of what they were doing, how they were doing it, I started using their strengths to my advantages. So when they would push me, instead of pushing back, I'm gonna lose. They want to push, I'll pull. They want to pull me, I'd push, and so I would always try to use their strengths against them.
So there's definitely a lot of strategy involved. It's not just pure strength and things of that nature.
Yeah, well, no, obviously, yeah, no strength. I mean, it can hide a multitude of mistakes, but it's not going to ultimately make that decision unless you're at the same level.
Growing up, people always thought I wrestled or I was a horse jockey because I'm so short. You mentioned you were 4'10" or whatever it was, and all the wrestlers that I spoke to about you coming on the show, which they're going to be watching this, and shout out to them. They are also kind of smaller guys. Is that why does it seem like most wrestlers are kind of smaller guys?
Well, I think they look smaller just because they're so wide. They don't look as tall, but if they were skinny, they'd look taller.
Yeah, well, that's a good point.
Wrestlers usually are not, I mean, they get lean, but they're not skinny because they're usually
Buff. Yeah. Ripped. I've said on this show many times, I thought, people say, you don't want to get in a fight with a motorcycle guy, or I've always said, you don't want to get in a fight with a wrestler. Do you believe that's true? Because I feel like you either have to knock them out while they're standing, because once you guys get us on the ground, that's it, right? I mean, yeah.
It's called done.
It is called done.
Gene, I got a question for you. As we look at this resume, and we were talking about how you've competed all around the world. Are there different things about different places in the world that maybe surprised you? They do it differently in different countries. Anything like that really stood out as you made your travels?
A lot of countries had different, flavors, techniques, whatever, and so they would, like one country might be known for just headlocks, and another country might be very, disciplined and trying to get what they call leg laces, and so it was good because you got to wrestle all these different styles, and it just helped. So when I got to travel all around the world, I think I competed in over 30 countries in the West, and it was fun.
Any favorite out of all those?
My favorite was probably Hungary.
Okay.
And especially when we'd go, I'd always go to this place called Miskolc, Hungary. Probably went there like 15 times. And then we'd go to Budapest. And when we'd go to Budapest, back then it was communist. So I would rent a cruise boat. And it was, back then there was a thing called disco. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, a little disco
cruise boat.
Yeah.
And I would rent it. And then, so for like $200, you could rent a boat with
That's incredible.
all the amenities. You can invite as many people as you want. It was kind of crazy.
Mean Gene the sailing machine. I love that.
Not here partying on
the
the yacht
Danube
with
River,
models.
and
I
all
could
that,
see
and
it.
it was all lit up. It was beautiful.
Did you play other sports growing up? Because, do you think like today's young athletes, they need to dedicate themselves to a single sport in order to succeed at the high school and college level? Like, what's your take on so many young athletes going all in on one sport, on a single sport? Because that's kind of a debated topic these days.
It is a very debated topic. I'm a phys ed teacher. I've been a phys ed teacher for years now, and actually just retired last week.
Oh, congratulations.
Thanks. But
I'll add that to the resume. Retired phys ed teacher.
But we always try to preach to the kids to do 3 sports. Number one, it does give you a little break, and you're usually working different muscle groups when you are doing different sports. And I mean, I think wrestling can help with anything. You know, I mean, the hand-eye coordination, it's pretty amazing what it can do to help other sports. But I think it's good that they do that, but I don't think it means you totally go away from it. So what I mean by that is I encourage my kids to do football. So a lot of kids are like, well, I'm doing football. I can't wrestle. Whoa. Football practice got done at 5. You know, we're going to go from 7 to 8. Why don't you just come in and learn something? Because you can still make serious gains in any sport by still doing it a couple times a week. Yeah. And that's what I'd like to see the athletes do, you know, 2-3 days a week. You know, but some kids are like, nope, they're all in for one sport, then they're all in for the next, then they're all in for the next. So they always get to this good, and then they never get great. I think you still need to do whatever your passion sport is. You need to do that kind of year round, even if it's 2-3 times a week. And so, like, I have a lot of kids that do baseball. I'm like, okay, after baseball, I have some kids that come in and they'll still try and get better. Other kids are like, I can't. I had baseball today. What do you mean you had baseball? Yeah, but now it's 7 o'clock.
There's more hours in the day.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to get better? Well, I do, but I'll do that when the season comes. Okay. So kids, I don't think kids understand.
Is that a generational thing, or you mean it's always been that way? Like, is it the newer generation, the young, you know what I mean? That's not.
There's 2 letters that I think explain the younger generation. I think the first letter is lay, and the last one is Z.
Lazy. I got you. Okay.
And it's, they're always looking for excuses. So, but when the season comes, you know, they're going to be wondering why they didn't win. And, you know, off-season stuff is optional, but so is winning. You know?
Well said.
That's fair.
So what was your pre-match like mindset and routine? You know, like what was your day-to-day training? Like, what did that look like leading up to the conference and national championship, conference finals and national championship?
Well, my biggest thing is I used to go out there to wrestle. A lot of kids go out there and they want to be strategic and they want to get the W and they don't want to lose. And they don't want to lose. And they don't want to lose. I never thought of it. I went out there to go after them and go until they couldn't breathe anymore. And wrestling has a lot to do with, you know, your cardio.
Yeah.
You know, and if you can push somebody and you can get them to gas out, no matter how good they are, you can turn them into a wuss.
Just got to outlast them.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
I mean, I remember I asked U.S. team coaches if I could, I wanted to go 136, wrestle as 2-time Olympic champ. And they're like, oh, nobody can beat that guy. I'm like, let me go up. I can beat the guy. I know I can beat the guy. And I said, give me a minute and I will have him so tired he won't be able to breathe. And I said, give me 90 seconds and I will push that guy so hard. And after 90 seconds, that guy was done.
Wow.
Toast. And it was only 4-0. He beat me 4-0. I'm like, how am I not going to come back and beat this guy? So it was like, you know, it's like I scored like 7 points and then he faked an injury.
Yeah. So I think I know.
Wild.
I think I know what you're talking about, because this was a question that one of my buddies wanted me to ask you. It's 1981. You're in the EIWA championship at Princeton. You're wrestling Bobby Weaver, who is known as your kind of your arch rival, right?
No, we were just Olympic teammates.
Oh, well, that's very nice. You get put on your back. You go down 5-0 to start the match.
Nope.
4-0?
He took me down, let me up, took me down.
My friend set me up for failure with this question.
No, but he was beating me 6-2.
Okay, so what's going through your mind? Like, as an elite athlete, how do you overcome that adversity in the moment? I mean, you're down. What you said 6-2. What goes through your head at that moment?
That was the first minute.
That was the first minute? Wow.
So that's what you're talking about, is just sticking in it.
Yeah, and then when it was like 27-6, I wasn't worried anymore.
Yeah.
What's there to worry about?
That's,
You know,
I love it.
we were good friends. I think we both knew who was going to win. I mean, that wasn't an issue, but he kind of caught me off guard. And the first minute of every match, if they were halfway decent, I would be losing after the first minute. Big deal. I didn't care because I knew my cardio, I knew my mentality, I knew I was going to keep going until I was going to make them fold. I was going to make them quit, and I was going to make them say, I don't want to be here anymore.
Does that maybe give him a little bit of false sense of security?
Yeah, and he was a friend of mine, and I mean, when he scored that last takedown to go up 6-2, and let him know it's the party's over.
I love that this guy knows every detail of these matches.
Oh,
from
you don't.
the year I
forget.
was born. This is
I mean, a lot.
awesome.
I find like you get interviews with NFL players that haven't played in 30 years, and you can go, "Tell me what happened in that Raiders game in 1971," and they'll rip off.
Yeah.
You don't forget that. That's amazing, and it just shows you how much the mental aspect of athletics is so much not more important, but just as important as your physical condition. I mean, every story you're telling, it seems like you're like, I didn't care, or I had my focus on that. And I just think that mental toughness is so important in anything you do, but especially in what you did. Now, you were part of the 1980 Olympic team, but that was the year we boycotted the Olympics because of the Russia thing there. Is that something that...
I mean, you get a gold by default?
Yeah, well, that's a great question. But also, was that something that you look back on and you're angry or upset about, or you just wish it could have happened, or is it water under the bridge? It is what it is.
Well, I wish it could have happened. I had wrestled the top 4 guys in the Olympics that year, and the guy who was 4th in the Olympics, I was beating 15-2 within a minute before I pinned. The guy who was 3rd, I was beating 27-2. And second period, when I pinned him, the guy who was 2nd in the Olympics, I was beating 24-3 when I pinned him. And in the Olympic champ, I beat 3 times. And the one time, second period, I scored 14 points in like 50 seconds before I pinned him. So, I mean, it wasn't like there was anybody out there that could beat.
So that's what I'm saying. You won the gold.
Yeah, pretty much did.
Yeah, but we didn't get to go. So
Yeah.
I joined that long list of billions of other people on this planet called Shoulda, Woulda, Coulda Club.
Yeah. Well, I think we're all part of that in some way. Now, I know the movie Foxcatcher was an incredible movie, which kind of centered around that era. Were you training at that facility?
No, I would. He would send a Learjet up to pick me up and go down and teach him. Have a helicopter take me from the airport to the compound. But no, I would not wrestle for him. I told him why. I said, I don't mean to sound rude, but I told him I felt like I was selling my soul to the devil.
And if you watch the movie, you were right.
Yeah, and I'm somebody who will call a spade a spade. And I was not very comfortable when I was around him, and I told him I would not wrestle for him. And he offered me a lot of money, and I wrestled for the New York Athletic Club, and I was kind of, I didn't make a penny with New York Athletic Club. They paid for my flights, my food, my hotel. I was good with that, but I would have had that with Foxcatcher and a lot of money, but I was not comfortable.
I respect that so much. Yeah, you followed your heart and what your gut was telling you, and your morals and your
And my loyalty.
and your loyalty. Yeah.
So New York AC was always good to me, and the people were great, and I'm not gonna do that for money.
When that movie
That's awesome.
When that movie came out, that was a big movie, credible movie from my point of view. Was that something that you were able to watch, or is it something you were like, I don't know if I want to see that? And if you did, was it accurate?
Well, it was hard. Was it accurate? No. I was actually in the movie.
You were you were like in the film?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if you remember when Channing Tatum did the backflip after he won.
Yeah.
I was the referee.
Oh my God. That's amazing. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. But you said it wasn't accurate. What parts of it weren't?
Well, there were a lot of little things that they changed. So they actually asked me to come because Mark Schultz, when he was talking to Bennett Miller, the director, he asked if I could play me in the movie. So the one part where Mark had to lose 12 and a half pounds in 90 minutes.
Don't worry, he's on the bike and
Yeah.
they're just like
Set.
pushing him.
So after Mark was sitting on the bike for 45 minutes, Dave came running into the Pensacola Athletic Center down in Pensacola, Florida, and was yelling for me, Gene. I'm like, what? He goes, Mark's 12 and a half pounds over, and he's he's got 45 minutes. He's not doing shit, basically. So, yes, he said, you're the only person he'll listen to. So I ran out there and I started talking to him, and next thing you know, we had this puddle of sweat underneath. I actually have pictures of my phone of the real live.
Wow.
And he lost 12.5 pounds in 45 minutes.
What?
Yeah.
It was kind of like a Rocky scenario. Because
What?
At first, there were like 6 or 8 of us, and I'm like, come on, Mark, dig it. And then back then, so he was 180 pounds. So it's 198, 220, 285. So as those weights get done, you have 90 minutes to make weight, but 198 gets done, and 220, 285. Now people are leaving the Pensacola Athletic Center. So as I'm screaming, dig it, I was getting him on the bike, and I told him we were going to go 30 seconds as hard as you can, 30 seconds as hard as you can, 30 seconds, 30 seconds. I was doing 50 10s, not telling him, because we didn't have much time. So as we're doing it, I've got him with his head down. He's going as hard as he can. I'm going like this to the crowd. Next thing you know, there's 20 people, there's 30 people, there's 50 people. Next thing you know, I got 150 people, and I've got all these people cheering Mark on to make weight. And so he wanted to kind of recreate that for the movie, and then they just had Mark Ruffalo ended up just doing something,
Which, look, from a production standpoint, they should have went with what actually happened, because that scene was very intense and it was amazing. Your point of view from what really happened was actually, I think they did themselves a disservice. It was way better. That's amazing.
It was pretty cool. And then at scales, like when we got on the scales, we dragged him to the scale. I had to weight him down with towels, and he got on there, and they had the thing turned the other way, so someone couldn't see it. And there was like, all you hear is, holy shit, oh my God, I can't believe it. 0.3. And he broke down crying. He was under by 0.3. And so he thought he lost 12.2.
Wow.
So it was pretty emotional, and he broke down crying, and he was really happy that he did it, and it was pretty cool.
And then he had to go out and wrestle after that.
Yeah.
So I just got to ask you a question, because I'm not versed in this world. So you do something like that. Obviously, the weight you're losing, like you said, is sweat. It's all liquid, right? So you're basically sort of dehydrated at that point. Mm-hmm. After they weigh you, can you start drinking some water again?
Yeah, once you're officially weighed in.
So you're not necessarily going into the match dehydrated. You can kind of get to where, okay.
Yeah. And we weighed in the night before back then. Now they weigh in the same day. So
yeah,
I used to cut a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, I remember in high school, in the 90s, a lot of wrestlers would chew tobacco all day. And a lot of the teachers and coaches would turn a blind eye to it because they knew they were trying to make weight for that night. Was that something that was just where I'm from in Herkimer, New York, or is that something that was in the wrestling culture?
Suppressant? Is that what the idea was?
No, you lose water weight from spitting.
Oh, it creates saliva, so you spit it out.
I see.
If you fill a bottle, 16 ounces is 16 ounces. That's a pound.
Yeah. So it was something in wrestling culture, yeah.
Well, we used to chew gum.
Okay.
Back then they had this sour gum. You do it, and you spit up, and you could fill up a water bottle of saliva. That's a pound.
That's wild.
I'm gonna vomit.
And when I came to college, some guys on the team were doing tobacco.
Yeah.
Stuff nasty.
Yeah.
It was real nasty.
One more question from me at least, and we'll talk about the Wrestling Foundation. I'm wearing a Hulkamania shirt. All right. And, listen, I grew up in a great era, and I used to love that as a kid. And in some ways I still watch it. My son's into it. What, from someone who's as decorated as you are in the actual sport of wrestling, what was I know everybody's different, but what was the general consensus towards that? Was it like, oh, it's cool, it's fun, or were you like, why are they doing this? They're kind of tarnishing the name of wrestling.
Well, it does kind of put a negative impact on the sport of wrestling, because with the U.S. Wrestling Foundation, we do surveys throughout the country, and when we survey all these, kids and families and throughout the country, they're like, well, we don't like when they smash the chairs over their head. It seems violent. I'm like, are you? Oh my God. I mean, people don't understand. I mean,
it's crazy.
There's wrestling, and then there's
entertainment.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Seems like they should have come up with some kind of different term for that.
Looking back, as an adult, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, I guess at its core, it's supposed to be a little bit of, I would say, wrestling inspired.
Yeah.
But not enough to where it should really share that name and
Yeah.
radically different.
I don't know. It's like if someone came in and they said, I'm a podcaster, and you find out they just sit on a CB radio all day. You're like, that's not the same thing.
I guess men's soap opera doesn't sound quite as cool,
But that's what it was.
it's literally what it is.
So, Gene, this is incredible. First of all, obviously, we've been over your resume. We're talking about your wrestling career, got into coaching, PE teacher. You're part of the NFL Alumni Association, if you want to talk about that. You're the head of the Upstate New York chapter, but you do a lot with the U.S. Wrestling Foundation. I wanted to talk about that a little bit. Tell us about it.
Well, one of my buddies, who's the executive director of the U.S. Wrestling Foundation, Jack Clark, he had a vision of doing these posters and sending them to every high school in the United States, but he didn't know what to do. So, I liked the idea. So he was saying, like, what if we got a Super Bowl guy? Before I won a Super Bowl, I wrestled. Before I had a worldwide fashion brand, I wrestled like Tommy Hilfiger. Before I made it on the big screen, I wrestled like Mark Ruffalo. So we got a bunch of guys like Chris Pratt, Mark Ruffalo. We got a bunch of NFL guys. We got Joey Musgrave, who wrestled at Syracuse and went up in space 7 times. Before I went in the outer space.
Wow.
So got and then I remember when I called Mark Ruffalo, he answered the phone. In the background, I heard some guy yelling at him, "What the are you doing?" And he's like, "Hey, when Gene Mills calls, you answer."
Nice.
And I'm like, "Mark, what's going on?" He goes, "You know what? Like 30 some years, I've never yelled cut in the middle of a scene." I'm like, "You're filming right now?" And he's like, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, you yelled cut in the middle of the scene?"
For you?
Yeah. He said, "Well, I got so excited when you were calling coach, so."
That's
I feel like an asshole because Gene called me last night, and I was like, I was in the middle of like dinner, and I saw it, and I was like, I'll just call him right back. Mark Ruffalo cut a scene in a movie to talk to you, and my stupid ass didn't pick up the phone when you called.
That's why he's a superstar and you work for a podcast.
I guess that's a good point, Matt, and depressing. Gene, that's absolutely amazing. So regarding the U.S. Wrestling Foundation, what do you guys got going on now that...
So we're continuing to do that, and we're trying to get celebrities. Before I did whatever, I wrestled, and we've got one guy who was a 2-time world champ bull rider. Mm-hmm. Before I rode a raging bull, I wrestled. And I had a guy who won the Iditarod 6 times, who was a wrestler in the U.S. and won nationals. And before I won the Iditarod, I wrestled, where you take that dog sled 1,600 miles across Canada, and won that 6 times. I don't know. It's just cool. And so people are looking at this saying, "Oh, wow. They did that before they wrestled." So it builds interest. And we asked every high school coach in the United States, please do not put in your wrestling room. Put it in the gym, put it in the cafeteria, put it in a
Public place.
Put it in the hallway, put it where the rest, people besides wrestlers will see it, and maybe you'll draw interest. So when we crushed it going, with our goal, raising participation numbers, 3% a year for the next 10 years, 100% in 2 years and 32.8 for men and 100% for women, we just crushed the numbers. And it was a very expensive thing, but we did a lot of great promotion and fundraising in order to be able to make 13,000 posters times 10 posters a year and send it to every high school in the United States. So,
unbelievable.
yeah.
All right.
Is that a campaign that's still going, Gene?
Yes. Wow. Yep. So, if you go to wrestlingchangeslives.com or Let's Wrestle or #Let'sWrestle.com, there's all those posters up there.
I don't want you to have any competition here, but I feel like you've stumbled on a brilliant campaign here for any sport looking for some attention. Is really just highlight some of the superstars and what it could do for you. It's a brilliant campaign.
It is. It is.
It's great to see that those big names were also able to step up for you. And, originally when you were talking about it, I thought it was just a general ad campaign. You should wrestle. It's fun,
Right.
I didn't realize that you had the celebrities involved and you got that sort of endorsement that really showed them the path.
Well, and on those posters, we have a QR code. So kids can take their phones and put the QR code and it will be a video of them and it's saying how wrestling helped change their life.
Wow.
And how it helped them be successful. And it's amazing some of the stories that some of these people have.
What a brilliant idea.
It is. We got to get you out of here, I know, but I just have a couple lightning round questions because I have so many things I wanted to ask you. Quickly, in your era of U.S. greats were competing today, who do you think you'd be wrestling on a live pay-per-view event?
Who would I be wrestling right now?
Yeah, who would you be going for?
You mean against the current guys?
Yes.
From this year?
Yes, brother.
Well, the latest weight is 125 now.
Okay.
Back then,
It was 110, right?
they had 105 and a half, 14 and a half, 125 and a half now, because it's kilograms.
Yep.
7 kilos. So I would have been 57 kilos. So I would have had to go against Spencer Lee.
Spencer Lee.
Spencer Lee is
Look out.
phenomenal. He's a phenomenal competitor. He's tough.
What do you think of Kyle Dake? Because Kyle Dake's a big name. I live in Ithaca, so he went to Cornell. And
He's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people don't realize that he moved up 30 pounds this year
Jesus.
because he didn't want to make his weight for the Olympics. It was a hard cut. But if you go up one weight class, that's not an Olympic weight. So for the World Championships, there's 10 weights. For the Olympics, you have the first weight, the third, the fifth, the seventh, and the ninth, whatever.
Wow.
It's like it skips every other weight. And so that weight is not an Olympic weight. So he went up. That's a 30-pound difference. So he went up and he was given a phenomenal size. So he did not make the team this year. But is he great? Absolutely. He's phenomenal.
Man, if he had trained with you, he could have gained 30 pounds in 45 minutes.
Less than that.
Last question. What was your accolades are insane. Do you have a proudest moment? I mean, I don't know how you pick, but what do you remember? Was there ever a moment where you're like, wow, like this is the moment where I feel like.
Well, I mean, I was proud. I won the most outstanding wrestler at the NCAAs, which is basically the, what are they called?
The ESPYs?
No, like Ernie Davis. Won
Yeah.
Heisman. So I won the Heisman of my sport. I won the Outstanding Wrestler Award at the World Super Championships. Wow. And then I won the Outstanding Wrestler Award and Outstanding Wrestler Award in the hardest tournament in the world called the Tbilisi Tournament in Russia.
Yes.
And the reason that was the hardest is because back then you had one person representing the USSR.
It's a big
And
country.
In that tournament, you had the top 3 guys in the country from Russia, the top 3 guys in the country from Georgia, the top 3 guys from Ukraine, the top 3 guys from Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, all the other stands. I mean, you got the best
Entire
guys in
USSR.
the world. And like we had Olympic champs go over there, and they would go over there and they'd get like 7 matches and get pinned all 7 times. Because you're wrestling the best guys in the world. Back then, if you had a guy from Russia and you didn't get him to like 4th, 5th, or 6th round, they were not in shape. The Americans were always in shape. So if you can get them at the end, they were easy to beat.
Wow.
So we'd have, 3, 4 Olympic champs because we were in such good shape. But then when I wrestled, I was the 5th American to ever win it in 22 years in a row.
Wow.
So, and then I just, kind of set a world record. I just was beating everybody by 20 when I pinned them except the world champion finals.
Well, Gene,
Incredible.
In first period, and they disqualified him.
Can I just point out, because I've been admiring this guy, not only is a world champion, but he's also got some incredible style. And I've just been noticing He's got Syracuse color
Yeah.
glasses on.
I did notice that when you sat down. Those are so awesome.
I just love the blue and orange glasses.
Dude, I'm glad.
Impressive.
I thought about saying something and I was like, that's not relevant. I'm not going to say it, but I was admiring those glasses. And he's got the Syracuse shirt. Gene,
Stylish and representing.
this has been not only an incredible interview, but you have done a great job of making Matt and I feel like we are losers because we can't compete with this resume.
No.
You're absolutely amazing. Give us, before you go, the plugs. What websites, anything for yourself, for the foundation?
Well, for the U.S. Wrestling Foundation, there's uswrestlingfoundation.com, wrestlingchangeslives.com. And then I work with the NFL alumni, so it's NFLalumni.org, but you have to go to the Upstate NY chapter, New York chapter. With that, we try to raise monies for charities and, in upstate New York.
You're amazing.
So
That's awesome. Gene, thank you so much.
Gene Mills, thank you for coming on Good News York, sponsored by Ads on the Go, getAdsOnTheGo.com. And you're a legend, man. And we wish you the best of luck. And anytime you want to come on the show, we actually can't say no because you'll pin us. And if Mark Ruffalo cut a scene
episode, so let's.
What if we did a scene where he just walks in middle of the show and he just lays us out right here?
Bam! Right on the table, right?
Amazing. All right, Gene Mills. He's a legend.
For Tuesday Newsday.
Tuesday Newsday coming up next. We are. It is Good News York, sponsored by Ads on the Go, getAdsOnTheGo.com. Mike Brindisi and the great Matt Major, the leader of the kingdom. Matt, it is Tuesday Newsday.
It is.
I think I have one or two stories, but we have so much more to talk about because we didn't shoot an episode yesterday. So we have a lot to catch up on the weekend. Well, first things first, I posted something a funny thing on the weekend.
The realist.
First things first, I'm the realist. That is what's her name? Okay. So over the weekend, has this ever happened to you? So my wife and I we're home and it's Friday, and I said, all right, hey, what do we got going on today? We got this, and this. What do we got going on Saturday? We got to go here. We got to go to this. What's going on Sunday? We have nothing, baby. High five.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Because I told you, I'm at a point in my life where I just don't want a day off. I want a day off with nothing to do.
Yep.
Well, Sunday morning rolls around. We get to about 9:30 in the morning. She comes out and gives me the old, what do you think about rearranging the basement? I went, here we fucking go. Next thing you know, we're knee deep in purging the kids' toys, moving furniture around. Now we're moving a foosball table into storage and it gets stuck in the doorway. I've got to find tools, take the leg off. Why does this happen? Why do you think it's like women unnecessarily mean it? Or do you think they go, because I'll be honest, from my point of view, I don't think my wife meant she wasn't like, I'm going to get him. It's a day off, because she wanted a day off too with nothing to do. I think it's like she can't just sit still.
Did you just say no?
No. I could, and she would be fine with it. But I guess the sad part is I was kind of like, that is a good idea. We should do that. I just didn't know we were really going to do it. I don't know.
It's one of those where you get tricked into a massive project.
Yeah, basically.
I will shift boxes around for 15 minutes. Yeah. Next thing you know, it's 5 hours later.
Correct. And that is what happened. And I'm happy because, I go down there now and I'm like, okay, it looks great. But anyway.
You want to come clean my basement?
I will. For you, buddy, I'll do anything.
There's not much down there.
I bought this off. I bought my first. So how you've been getting me onto the TikTok shop stuff you've been talking about?
Yeah, buy Chinese.
Yeah, I did. And my wife hates this, but I love it. So it's a hand, okay? And it comes with a remote. And you stick it to your window.
Oh.
And so, look at this. I can do a waving sign, or if someone pisses me off, I can give them the finger.
Wow.
Or you can give them the horns, yeah, rock on, brother. So I'm very excited about this purchase. Have you seen this?
Does it work?
Well, I haven't tried it yet, actually. I really haven't. Let's try it. I charged it all last night.
That would make for a better bit.
Well, strike one. Last night, I charged it, and it did not charge fully. It said, the light didn't turn on to turn green to know it's fully charged, but it would charge for like 8 hours. There's no way. Tell me it doesn't work. No, it works. All right, hold on. Anyway, my daughter goes, oh, I have the battery in backwards. My daughter goes, Dad, I've been seeing that on TikTok. People have been getting arrested.
Bro, what do you mean you charged this?
There's like a USB.
It's a fucking empty battery.
No. Watch.
Fuck.
Oh, wait.
It needs batteries.
But it made me charge it. USB.
It does have a USB port. I'll give you that.
And it says it changes to green when it's fully charged.
I think they intend you to use maybe rechargeable batteries or something.
No, because I plugged it in and the light was orange and I was waiting for it to turn green and it never did. And I'm like,
Maybe
well,
you
it's
can
been
just
8 hours.
Plug it in. Here. And then this tablet right here. See if you can make it work.
What?
USB on.
Hold on. Stand by. Okay. So maybe it's got a... Let's see what happened. Whoa!
Yeah, so you can plug it in.
Hello.
But I think you otherwise need batteries.
Fuck you.
So you could like
Rock
plug
on.
it in the car. It's not charging. It's just a power cord.
So that would be why I never saw the green light.
Correct.
After charging it for 8 hours. Okay. Well, anyway, my question is, where do I put this? Do I do it on the back window
I
side?
think that's typically,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Good to know. And I'll let you know, my daughter said there's people on TikTok getting arrested for them because they're driving distractions. So,
It's nonsense.
I mean, I drive to Syracuse Monday through Thursday. So, and there's a lot of assholes. So I'm probably going to be using it.
It's like a
Wanted to let you know, we are officially getting backstage credentials for the K Rockathon, baby.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, yes.
we did it.
We did it. We are
did it.
next week, I believe.
Jet media creds.
We have legit media creds. We're going to be
baking them.
doing an episode of Good News York at the K Rockathon. Candlebox is going to be there. I forget who else, but we're gonna be backstage, buddy. And that's a bigger
very,
deal for
very
us than
excited.
people think, because when you were growing up in the 90s in upstate New York, especially you're a teenager, dude, for me, K Rockathon was my Super Bowl every year. We would load up the car, or in your case, you saw us, we got a U-Haul and put furniture in the back. I used to sneak backstage at all the K Rockathons. I remember I told you I made fake backstage passes online, and I would hand out my demos of whatever music project I was involved. I was on tour buses.
How'd that work for you?
No, not great. I'm here. I mean, I didn't get signed at the time, but I'm glad I didn't, to be honest. But yeah,
It is the Sweetgrass K Rockathon reboot Saturday, July 26th, in Chevy Court at the Great New York State Fairgrounds.
oh yeah.
There's going to be nothing more. Candlebox, Drowning Pool, which incidentally, last time I was at a K Rockathon, I saw Drowning
That was the
Pool.
last K Rockathon I went
Alien Ant Farm.
Yeah,
Love
open-
Alien Ant
open-
Farm.
I opened
Set it
for them.
off. It's going to be a great time. You can go to krockathon.com to grab your tickets. This is going to be a good time. K Rockathon is like it's like just a local,
It's just
I don't know, staple.
yeah. And look,
this is the reboot. They're bringing back some classic things. They have a very vintage 90s computer look to their theme,
Yeah.
which I have to love.
You have to love it.
It's awesome.
Which we should post that. We'll post that picture.
Of
with
course.
Yeah. So definitely grab your tickets. It's going to be great. I'm very excited. I got to dig up all the old footage on my 8mm tapes of me backstage. Honestly, the last K Rockathon I went to was with Drowning Pool, and it was the original singer who died of a drug overdose. I remember
That was the one you and I are at together. We've talked about this.
Is that the one? Yeah.
Yeah.
And he ran across coming off stage. I was on the side of the stage taping. He ran by and slapped my hand so hard, it felt like it caught on fire. And
Did it almost make your body hit the floor?
it did. And we opened for Alien Ant Farm at the
what I
Lost
did there?
Horizon. My band did.
Did you
years
really?
ago. One of our last shows, we opened for Alien Ant Farm.
I really like them. As well, we were talking about this yesterday. Candlebox. Candlebox is a band from the 90s that I feel like might be a little underrated.
They are very under.
Spectacular talent. Great music.
Through people, mutual friends. I'm actually friends with the singer on Facebook, but I don't know him personally. I saw Candlebox in 1996. They opened for Aerosmith at the Pepsi Arena in Albany. That was the first time I
Wow.
saw them. And They were great. But yeah, you're right. Candlebox is a great band.
Phenomenal band.
Great band.
And we're going to get to see them
Yeah. And
on the 26th at the Sweetgrass K Rockathon reboot, right at the Great New York State Fair. Chevy Court. I think you'll find, you don't necessarily even have to know where Chevy Court is. I feel like if you just pull up to the fair, there's the old guy that sits in the booth.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, no matter how big the event is, you're still supposed to stop and say hi to the fella. Like, hey, I'm going to the giant event here.
Okay.
And he acts surprised.
Oh.
Like, oh, is that what this whole line? But no. I love things at the fairgrounds because you got all the room in the world and you can have a great time.
Yeah, I miss, my fondest K Rockathon, I guess, venue is, I loved when it was at Vernon Downs. That was my absolute favorite.
Who's the best?
I did the Weed Sports Speedway. That was cool. But Vernon Downs.
There's something about it. Maybe just because that was the OG.
Maybe,
but
yeah, maybe it's Regency bias. If that's a thing. I don't
local to us at that point.
It was local. Real to us, damn it. Also, this weekend, we've got MafiaCon for you Bills fans out in Buffalo. Bills MafiaCon.
Forget about it.
And remember we went to
different Mafia.
We went to Clover's in Skinny Atlas. We shot an episode.
I thought those men in suits were here for a different reason.
No. We went to Clover's in Skinny Atlas,
Here,
and
take
if you remember, I'm a huge Metallica fan. I was looking for Jason Newsted. Jason Newsted is performing this weekend. I wish I had more details.
Clover's?
I probably should. No, not at Clover's, but either in Skinny Atlas or around the area. I believe it is in Skinny Atlas, not in his own backyard. It's somewhere. He's performing Friday and Saturday night. It's two different shows. So I might
feel like
go
he
to that.
heard that you were looking for him around town, and he's like, "I'll show this dude. I'm gonna perform when I know he's not coming."
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna hide out while he's here, and then when he leaves, I'm gonna put a 2-night banger on. Well, I'll take it. But anyway, Tuesday Newsday.
Tuesday Newsday.
You said you had a news story. I want you to. You never give us a news story on Tuesday Newsday.
True,
You do yours.
I woke up way too early and turned on the TV, which I almost never watch television in the morning, which is weird. But I encountered the like Today Show pre-show. You ever seen this? There's like a show before the Today Show.
The Yesterday Show?
No, it's it's just where they take like their D-list anchors and let them host something for people like me who woke up too early. In any case, though, they had this story, and here's the thing. It's about a plane crash.
What the hell?
And it's out of Florida.
Oh, so it's...
This sounds like I'm breaking all my rules.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with York, and it's not New York, and it's not good news.
But stick with me for a second, because spoiler alert, all 4 passengers of the plane are okay.
Good.
They're at the hospital. I'm sure they've got some cuts and bruises, but they're fine. Why is that sad?
Well, they got cuts and bruises.
That's good news. Okay.
Cuts and bruises.
All right. They crashed into a tree. There's video of this on the news story.
Wait, hold on. Sorry. I don't mean... a plane doesn't crash, a car crashes into a tree. If a plane crashes and whatever's in its way gets taken down, trees, houses, you don't say, "Oh, I was in a plane crash. We hit it. I was in the plane and we hit a tree."
It's literally what happened. Like that. They were going to, apparently this is near a local airport, and pilot missed. I guess I don't fucking know. But in any case, he hit a tree.
Okay.
And in this local neighborhood, took out the tree, crashed. All of the neighbors flocked to this thing, and this is the positive part of the story. This is the part that sort of gave me a little pride in humanity. The neighbors saved these folks. They immediately went to work. They grabbed garden hoses and started putting water on the thing so it didn't explode. And a bunch of them started hacking the thing apart to pull people out of this plane. And it was just incredible to me. In the days where you hear about, nobody wants to help anybody and people just want to stand around and take out their phones. It looked like damn every neighbor in this neighborhood came to aid this plane crash.
First of all, I love this. Second of all, Matt, are you breaking news that if people work together...
There's the plane in the fucking tree that
it did hit a fucking tree. You're right.
And somewhere,
not all the trees.
We'll see
it hit one tree.
Yeah, we'll see if they got the clip. Somebody's Ring camera caught it. Like has it going into the tree. I don't know if that's going to be in this clip.
Are you saying if we work together, we can do better things if everybody unites?
It was incredible.
What a concept.
That's just the thing. That's the way things are supposed to work. It's supposed to be a community. It's supposed to be,
Look at this guy.
something occurred.
Prefrecorn.
You don't worry about Karen who steps on your side of the lawn.
Right.
You grab garden hoses and tools and you help these strangers
Look at this.
who appeared on your lawn, quite literally.
That is wild. Imagine something similar like this happened to.
Hold on a second. Danny, can we get a little audio just so we can.
I was
I like
washing
that. The
dishes.
onlooker stories are the best part of any local news story.
Of course.
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw a wrench at you, buddy.
That over the last 5 years, we've had over 35 crashes here.
Jesus.
The time has
maybe the neighbors are
run
just
out
trained.
on our patience. This community wants to feel safe. Broward County, and I'm calling on the Broward County Commission.
Can you
conduct
zoom
a
back for us, buddy, or
complete
rewind?
and
We've had
independent
35
investigation of
crashes. This is
In the last few years,
So wait a
approaching
minute.
this particular
They were just
airport.
like,
that the mayor is
neighborhood watch,
answers
assemble.
that these
That's what I'm telling you. Like,
They've
these
trained
folks-
for this.
These
far
folks
too
might be
often
prepared.
in this
They're like, John, we got another
going
one.
for answers from the Broward County Commission. Chaos consuming the Pembroke Pines community moments after a plane crash.
I heard a big boom, and then we heard the and we knew like that was a plane.
They almost sound like a semi-truck.
I love this guy.
And we just saw this.
Pfeffercorn.
According to Pembroke Pines officials, the plane was arriving at North Perry Airport Sunday evening with 4 people on board
Well, you
when it
missed it.
crashed into a tree in a neighborhood on Southwest 14th Street.
I noticed that the plane was like making a dip, and the dip got lower and lower, and then there came the crash.
Officials say all 4 people on board were treated for minor injuries.
Dude, you are so.
See the people like banging the window trying to break it open to get the people out.
The mayor of Pembroke Pines saying that crashes in the area are
So
happening
the story
far
that
too
I watched
often.
this morning, it must have been on a different news channel, had footage of the crash and of the people helping. So I'm sorry that I failed you with wherever I linked this from. But
Listen, but you made up for it with
like I said, give me faith in humanity.
civilian interviews. They never disappoint, and they always include sound effects. I heard a crash and then a boom, pow. I was doing the dishes.
That's classic Florida man.
I've had something similar happen in our neighborhood. So there's a guy that has like this hot air balloon company in Ithaca, in the Ithaca area, and he'll take people out. And so what I
Never
learned
bring it back.
is, so one day same thing, I'm washing a dish and you hear like the kids screaming, look, everyone's running outside. The hot air balloon landed in the middle of the road in our neighborhood.
Yeah, you can't necessarily control where they land.
That's what I found out. I didn't know that if you're in a hot air balloon, when it's time to go down, it's time to go down. You just have to find a place that's big enough, whether it's a neighborhood or a
That's
field.
why if you ever see any of these hot air balloon festivals, you will see that there are chase cars where literally people will follow the hot air balloon in a vehicle to retrieve it whenever it comes down.
Would you do it? Would you go in a hot air balloon?
I don't know.
I don't either.
I
don't like the idea of floating in a basket.
I'm not super like into heights. I'm also not like
Nobody is.
airplane doesn't bother me. And I feel like I could be mistaken, but I feel like I would feel secure enough in a balloon. And that maybe that's foolish of me, but I feel like as I've seen these things go up and down, like they don't drop like a rock. You know?
Well, they do if the balloon pops.
Yeah, but like, has that ever happened?
Well, it's funny you say that. I just saw a video recently. I can't tell if it was AI or not, but it was like the fire caught the balloon on fire.
Oh yeah, that'll happen.
And then it
That
was
is
a deadly plunge. So you know, that's another thing. I hate when people go, "Oh, I do not like heights." I'm like, who does? Who's like, I love being 50,000 feet in the air. Nobody likes it.
Can I tell you something weird, personal?
Yeah.
I don't really have any sort of issue with heights in terms of like I could stand on a real tall building and look over, and that's fine with me. I have an issue with stairs
Okay.
and like steep stairs. Don't know why,
All right.
but I have more of an issue with that than being at the roof of a
I can't make fun of you
Massive
because I am completely okay with roller coasters. Ferris wheels, go fuck yourself. I'm not getting in a Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
I don't like going up and down and then stopping.
I'm not really,
I'm
I'm
not-
not down for either, to be completely honest with you, but if I had to choose, I'd take the Ferris wheel.
Would you?
I want no part of these fucking roller coasters.
Well, I mean, that's the reasonable answer. You remember at the Herkimer County, well, not even just Herkimer, all fairs. Remember
The Great Herkimer County Fair.
Great Herkimer County. Remember so it was like a Ferris wheel, but in addition, you were in a cage that would spin independently on its own. So
like,
as
they're
you
like
were-
little like gondolas, sort of.
Yeah, but they were steel death traps to me. They just had like a grate that you could see out of, and you had a bar over you, and you were just independently spinning while also.
I don't know that I
spinning.
ever went on.
Fuck yeah, hated it. I never went on one. I think. Oh no, I did. I went on once, and it was the worst experience of my life. So I never went on again. But
I always liked, what's that one? Was it like the Gravitron, the one that like spins? You
oh
like a
yeah,
douche?
where you were in a spaceship and you would lay down and you couldn't move because of the gravity.
Remember the first time I went on that with my buddy? We got on and like we weren't totally sure what was going to happen, and these kids next to us obviously knew what was going to happen. So right before you get to the point to where you can't move, they like jumped and did poses on
yes,
the thing.
yeah, that's what I used to do.
And like the whole time I'm there like, that's fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
I wish I had understood how this thing works. But
yeah,
uh,
I would go upside down. But
that
then,
one was
then you're
great, 'cause
screwed.
It didn't feel like, I don't know, as fast as it moved you, I didn't feel like I was going to die in any way.
Right. And back then there was no social media. So the only way to really find out what the ride was like, because you were literally inside a spaceship.
Oh, yeah.
You had to go look. There was no like going online and looking it up. I remember right next to that at the Herkimer County Fair was the Flying Bops. Now that was my favorite. Or Flying Bops. It was the one where they would play music and it would just go in a circle and music would.
Oh, yeah, like the
lights going.
It had like a winter theme.
Yes. The Flying Bops.
Like a snow.
Yes.
It's called something. I never heard it called that. It's called something else, but
Oh,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
maybe I'm thinking of like a tag team. We're the Flying Bops.
It's you sit like a bench and
Yes.
that you.
Yeah, I loved that.
Yeah,
That
I'm
was a
down
good
with
one.
that one.
And I also, here's a little personal one for me. I am terrified of haunted houses. And I don't
I
mean
think that's the intention.
the elaborate ones that like nowadays it's like a real life horror movie. I'm talking about just your simple old haunted house where there's mirrors and every now and then a guy in like a crusty suit that hasn't been washed in 30. Boo! I can't do it. I get scared very easily. I don't like it. I'm not like right now, if we were at a fair at my age and you said go in that haunted house by yourself, I'd say I am too scared.
So I wouldn't say that I'm scared of those sorts of things, but I don't find the entertainment value.
No. You're trapped. You don't know what's going to happen. It's the Herkimer County Fair, by the way. So who knows if they're a local hire, which could be more dangerous than a national hire because
the
they're.
Herkimer County Fair are scarier than any haunted house you got to
You
pay.
bet your ass, my friend. They're probably like, Billy.
I don't know why you would pay to go see a haunted house at the county fair.
Yeah. It'd be like,
That was the price of admission.
yeah, Billy. Yeah. Get in there. What costume you want me to wear? Nothing. Wear what you're wearing.
Couple games.
I did. I used to do the one where it was a spiral and it would also spin and the spiral thing would spin and you had to take the
The
thing.
most boring game they had, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, there was one that I was good at. The water gun where you hit the target.
That one's gold.
Yeah. That was the one I was always good at. The rest I sucked.
So I took my daughter to the state fair, my youngest, and she wanted to play games. And we played that one first, and she won it. God, that was a nightmare.
Yeah, because now you're screwed for every time you walk by it.
Now she assumes she's going to win every game.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're playing all these other carnival games,
Yeah.
and they're not as easy. And she's like, what the hell?
I don't know if I was exceptional.
You set the bar absolutely the wrong way.
You did. I might be one of the best water gun carnival game players ever because I always would win, but maybe I'm just average on the
I'm
national scale.
reasonably sure that there's a little dealer's choice control on that particular game.
There is, you can look it up. There's a whole community online. I didn't know this, where you can, they have YouTube channels, social media channels dedicated to beating carnival games and exposing the tricks. It's actually, there's one with the crane machine, but I tried it and it didn't work. I don't remember what it was. So you got to be careful because some of it's,
Problem with claw machines. I used to be a claw machine connoisseur.
they don't squeeze hard enough.
intentionally.
Right.
It's like 1 in 5. The tension is controlled.
That sounds about right because every 4th or 5th time I would win.
Yeah. But even then, even that time when you grab it, then you have to grab it from the right angle. It's why it's a racket.
I've been seeing videos of kids going up in there and getting stuck, and I'm gonna promise you, I mean this. I'm jealous. I wish I had thought of that. I wish I had gotten stuck in a stuffed animal machine.
I don't know how we got the claw games, but since we did, I got to ask you. I saw this video the other day of a restaurant that had a lobster tank claw game.
Wait a minute.
So you know how you go to like Red Lobster and you
pick
want
it out.
fresh lobster and you're like, give me that guy out of the tank. Same deal, but it's a claw game.
Hold on. Are you telling me they're like, not only do you get to pick your lobster, but you make a game out of it with a claw and it's a live lobster?
Oh, yeah.
This is amazing. Where is this?
I don't know exactly. I'll find the video.
Oh, you didn't go there?
No,
Oh,
the fucking
God damn it.
TikTok.
I thought you meant it was local. I want to
Did that,
go
would've
there
made
for
a video
lunch.
of it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Here's the thing, though. I got to ask you. So the debate in the comments was how cruel that is.
Oh, here we go.
What do you think? You think that's cruel?
Okay.
Or even, how about just cooking lobster live?
All right. Here's
What are your thoughts on that?
okay. That's a fantastic question, by the way. Where do I fall on this? First of all, I'm a big animal lover. Overall, do I think the way we pick lobsters out and then set them in boiling water and listening to them scream, do I think that's horrible? Absolutely, but I walk away for that part of it.
I don't think it's really screaming.
However, what I think is making a claw game out of choosing them to go to their death. I think that's probably their last fun ride before they go. I don't think, considering what's about to happen to them, I don't think the claw
best part of their day.
Yeah, it's the best part of their day, and I don't think that kind of sizes up to putting them in boiling water. Like at that point, I mean the whole thing may be inhumane, but you can't just cherry pick the crane part of it and say that's inhumane. I mean the whole process is
Fair.
I mean, I'm just thinking out loud
So
here, but
I think some chefs will tell you that they'll knock out the thing first
I don't know if that's
and
true.
throw it in the pot.
You never heard him scream?
I could be mistaken. I'm reasonably sure it's not a scream. It's more of the steam coming.
That was where I was going, which is that is another debate that some people are claiming now that they don't scream.
If they did, they'd just say, don't put me in the fucking pot.
Under the sea. Yeah, I don't know, man. Look, I'm not for hurting animals, but if you're gonna hurt a lobster, not hurt them. If you're gonna eat them, I don't think the crane part of it adds any sort of worse.
We got videotape. I'm sending it to me.
Oh, we're gonna put it up.
Yeah.
All right. While he's doing that, let me just do this real quick. It is Tuesday Newsday. I thought this was awesome.
Yeah, go for it.
This is from the Finger Lakes. They're opening cooling centers. They're available because of the heat wave. You call ahead, and they have certain hours. But I mean,
can I get some of that cooling?
Yeah. I'm talking Seneca County, Schuyler County, Steuben County, Tompkins County, Wayne County, and Yates County. And under each county, there are 10 to 15 places. I'm not talking about like 1 or 2 places.
Yeah.
They have done widespread cooling centers, which I just thought is such a great idea.
You're working in the heat. You don't have air conditioning at home. Things like that. It's.
What an awesome idea, right? I love that. All right, what do we got here?
So speaking of the opposite of lifesavers, let's go to the videotape.
Don't tag PETA on this. Oh my God.
So what they've done is they've taken looks like a traditional claw machine and they've
Now-
waterproofed it because they're not normally.
Wait a minute. Danny, can you roll that back just to like the end? I want you to notice something though.
Uh-huh.
Now, in a normal claw game, right here, it would drop.
Yeah.
They actually went ahead and let you.
Well, these have control.
that's-
So you can if you have one of those machines, you can set it to full strength every time.
Yeah, I don't know if that makes it better for the crowd that's saying that's inhumane, but I will say bonus, they don't let it free fall.
Oh yeah.
You know, they set it down gently. Now, here's my question though. Do you think it's the same rules apply where like you try to get the lobster a couple times, it doesn't, and then on the 5th try it's strong enough, or you think it's just every time?
That's a great question. My thought was that it was one of those deals where like maybe it's a deal. So like you get $5 to try to catch a lobster. Otherwise you pay the $20 a pound or whatever the fuck it is.
Great.
I don't know if that's what they do.
What if they did this? What if they mixed in like crayfish and like, I don't know, something else?
Crab.
And then like if you don't, if you don't get the lobster, looks like you're eating crab or crayfish or
The issue might be just
bird.
lobsters might eat the other. Well, if they
That's
if they
true.
banned their claws, so they could.
Here's the thing though. I didn't see any. Was there water in there? I didn't see any.
Yeah.
Oh, there was. Okay.
Yeah, they clearly took a regular claw machine and like sealed it like a fish tank.
It's wild.
And
You think this is one place that does it or is this kind of a thing that
I don't know.
I love it.
I think it's great.
We love animals.
To me, it's just an efficient delivery system, right?
I love everything about it. I think from a marketing, it's a fun standpoint, from a logistical standpoint, I think it's great. But, if we don't like.
Send your
hurting
hate
you.
mail to.
Yeah, send your hate mail to goodnewsyork.com.
All right, and
I think that's good. We got some great guests coming up this week.
we do.
We do. We've got some mind-blowing stuff from Dr. Jennifer Schiavi, who I've worked with. She is a mental. She is a doctor, and I forget where she worked, but she
That's
left.
who she was. I said, when is that?
Oh, when is that? I don't offhand. I think tomorrow. Let me look. Let me tell you who's coming up. You got to tune in for that because she is doing some mind-blowing work in the mental health world, and I am a
Literally
part of it.
Blowing. You love
And it has changed my life. It is not a joke. It is unbelievable what's going on. If you are struggling, I'm being dead serious. There is hope. There is hope. There's always hope, but there's definitely hope with her. She's coming on Thursday. Tomorrow we have your boy. We have a double header. Dylan Wirtz is coming in.
Dylan Wirtz is the man who's putting on a great comedy show coming up soon.
All right. And if that
He'll tell us all
if
about
that doesn't tickle your fancy, right after that we've got Gabe from Home Chow coming in. Do you remember what Home Chow was? The pizza vending machine from the Canacon.
Oh, snap.
Oh yeah. And here's the thing. It's not just pizza.
Is he bringing us a machine?
I don't know. I don't think you can. They're from Rochester. They're coming here. So that's quite a trek. I don't know if you can travel with a machine. I mean, if you can put lobster in a crane machine, I
My
suppose.
landlord let us put one out front.
I'm going to say yes because I want it.
What if this is the first location of an actual pizza vending machine?
If you get a pizza vending machine, dude, I don't even know.
We're going to have to ask him this. I wonder, can you put them outside though? Like, is that safe?
Well, when he showed me how it worked, you keep, and by the way,
I know it's like a regular vending machine.
they have also other meals like chicken parm but anyway, they keep them on these metal trays that keep them warm. So I don't see.
I'm just wondering, like, do you have to worry about people like breaking into it or something?
Oh, of course. I mean, you got to worry about people. I'm sure you got to worry about people breaking in the lobster claw machine.
That's maybe why we have a lot.
That's why we can't have nice things.
Just like in the front buildings on Main Street or something.
Gone are the days of when you would get a pack of M&Ms and have to smash on the glass to get it to fall. Now we got.
Those days are gone. Those machines still exist.
Have you seen? When's the last
But they're
time?
nothing like a pizza vending machine, which we're going to hear all about tomorrow on Good News York.
My favorite. Oh, we should have ended there, but I got to say this. My favorite dive bar in the world, and I love it. My favorite bar in the world is the Fall Creek House. No, the Creeker in Ithaca, New York. They, I believe, to this day, still have a cigarette vending machine. When's the last time you saw? Yeah, it did actually. I used to smoke then. It's so gross. Yeah. When's the last time you saw a cigarette vending machine?
Recently at a casino in Vegas.
Oh, that's right.
Blew my fucking mind.
It's crazy, right?
Legit old school cigarette vending machine. Just
Then again,
chilling there like it's
I guess maybe
1972.
right. Maybe it's not as obsolete as I thought because
Fully functional with new cigarettes in it.
New York State has a law. You can't smoke indoors, and I don't know what other states do and don't. So maybe there are a lot of vending machines outside.
Aside from brownies, which I'm reasonably sure wasn't kosher at the time.
Probably.
But aside from the machine there, I always remember the bowling alleys had them.
Oh yes,
I don't know why in particular.
But I feel like the way fishing and beer goes together, I feel like bowling and cigarettes.
For kids who wanted to smoke was they got them out of the vending machine at the bowling.
Yeah, bowling and cigarettes go together like beer and fishing.
Fuck it, dude. Let's go bowling.
America.
Peace out.